what motivated you to tell your story?
Just a day in frustration and just saying that enough was enough. Like, I got tired of just being that token Black girl or the face, but not really being able to have a seat at the table to be seen as well as heard.
Wow, wow. So in terms of some of the phrases or terms you use in the book, I was curious, like chocolate drop in corporate America, how did that come about?
Well, I wanted something that was cute and catchy, but also something that would make the readers do a double take and say, what is
Yeah,
that about?
yeah, I did, yes. That's pretty awesome. So tell me a little bit about what was that experience like when you were writing the book and working at the same time? You were writing about some of your experiences at work at the same time. What was that like?
In the beginning, it was hard because as I was writing, I had to relive some of the experiences that I had already went through. But then I knew that reliving it was a part of who I was, but it wasn't a breaking point because I made it through. And now that I made it through, I'm able to help other people that look like me, you know, find comfort in knowing that they are not alone.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. So so I know that you are actually out now having conversations and talk with other people. What is that experience like?
It's rewarding to know that other people out there can relate to the book. No matter if they are a chocolate drop, they're a vanilla drop, caramel drop, and no matter if they're in the oil and gas industry or not, they find some type of similarity and parallel, and they're able to open up to me and share their personal testimony of what they went through and say, this is how I made it through, or this is how your book spoke to me in my season.
Oh, that must be awesome. I mean, and I think that's one of the things I love about the book. I think that it does create opportunities for these kinds of conversations, which I think are really, really needed in corporate America, particularly now, with
Yeah.
diversity being such a hot topic. So what was it? So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because I think I actually reached out to you when your first book came out. And I had some questions for you then I wanted to ask, but then fast forwarding, you're no longer at that organization. So my question then is, did this story, did your book play any role in that, in your leaving? Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not sure because I was laid off along with a total of 1,900 people. And I'm not sure if they knew about the book because there was only a select few people at the company who I truly trusted and confided in once the book hit the market. Because I didn't tell anyone about the book until it was actually on the market for various reasons. But leading up to the book coming out, I knew I wanted to leave the organization because I felt like something was tugging at my heartstrings where I needed to do more, but I was comfortable where I was at because the benefits were good. The pay was okay. It was paying more than other companies out there because it's oil and gas. So I got a little complacent for a
Yeah.
time period, but then when I reached that point of enough was enough, I was like, it's time to go. So I felt like maybe God, instead of shutting the door, he slammed the door because he's like, I've been telling you to leave,
Yeah.
but you were disobedient. So out of your disobedience, this is what it led to.
And in fact, that's one of my other questions. What role did faith play, in your writing the book and making the choices that you made?
It played a big role. Faith kept me grounded during this journey because had I not had faith, I don't know where I would be now. And I probably would have reacted out of disgust and anger versus tempering my emotions in order to prove to them that no, I am not that type of woman that you are claiming for me to be. I'm not that angry Black woman. I'm not aggressive,
Yeah.
because that gives them the satisfaction. And when in actuality, they love to slap on a label on a person instead of really getting to know who that person is.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Although I think sometimes I do fall into the trap of becoming an angry Black woman when I think about some of the things that I do see that's going on. So just kind of ask you some questions about, in terms of what's in the media these days. One of the things that's very frustrating to me is that we're seeing more and more commercials, for example, with brown faces in them. But I wonder about what the diversity is within the workplace, within those media organizations that are putting these commercials out. Do you have like thoughts around that in terms of diversity?
I do. I feel like sometimes you see the Black and brown faces in the commercials so they could appeal to the Black and brown audience. But then if we were to peel the layers of the onion back, would you have those Black and brown people on your board of directors, or is it a Caucasian board where you have your good old boy club and you have your cliques up there, but then you're portraying another picture outwardly, but inwardly you're not conveying that? And you see like a lot of Black and brown people who are with some of those organizations. You see how after the whole Black Lives Matter movement jump started, a lot of them left companies because they're like, you're talking about something that you're not even walking it out.
Mhm. Right.
So to me, I feel like it's a cop out. Like, you have to do more than just put some pictures up there. Where is it in your organization? What are you doing to show the people who are on the outside looking in, as well as the people who are in the inside looking out, that no, we're going to be different. We're not just going to have people to be a poster child or a campaign project, but this is how we really want to be portrayed, seen, as well as perceived.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I do feel, I'm a little conflicted, a little torn about it because on one hand, there have been commercials where they've had like a jingle in it, like a song that I liked, and I go and I Google and I like the song and I buy the song and it helps out the artist, I hope. And so I'm torn because on one hand, that's great for the artist, but on the other side, is it really great, helpful for, I'm going to say, for brown people to move forward, to tackle diversity? So I'm kind of like conflicted and torn, about that.
I
You know,
agree, because I feel the same way. It's like you're torn between a rock and a hard place.
right,
Like,
right. And I do wonder, like in terms of your faith, do you, and this might be kind of a stretch question, but do you think that there would ever be a time when diversity will not be an issue? Where, yeah, that's a weird question, isn't it?
I sure do hope so, and that is my prayer, where we could get outside of our outward appearances and our differences and look for ways where we share more commonalities than differences, and where we realize that we all have the same organs and we all bleed red. It's just the outward that is keeping us segregated. And my prayer is that we change the perspectives, but we also change the perspective by having courageous conversations and chatting with people who don't necessarily look like us, but where we could have those candid conversations where we're able to, share our truths, be unapologetic, but also learn and be able to take what we learned and adapt it to who we are. So, yes, I do think that the time can come, but it's going to take work, and it's going to take work by everyone in
Yeah.
order to push the narrative.